Hi guys, good evening if you are United States of America and good morning if you are in Philippines. Salam alaikum to all my friends and listeners in Abu Dhabi and Qatar. It's me again, Dr. Jenny Yusuf, physical therapist and doctor of physical therapy. I'm the director or the CEO founder of Balance and Fall Support Group and creator of and PT and wellness. So that's I mixed up. So it's me, vice chair of Academy and Global Health in Aging Adults. So for tonight, we have another innovator, academicians. Every Thursday we highlights, physical therapists. We even have audiologists at one point. But tonight we have a physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy, and he is also a mentor and advisor, a content creator and specialist in one of the main and famous now an NPTE review center that helps lots of international therapists, and that is the NPTE Final Frontier. We would like to learn more about that from our doctor of physical therapy, David Friedberg. All right. So Dr. David Friedberg also is a board of directors of the FACS. It is a foreign academic credentialing tools and services. So that's lots of things to do. And of course, we want to learn more about that. Welcome to Fishigen Podcast and blog. Dr. David, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm doing great. It's an honor to and a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure as well. Thank you for all the things you're doing and all the things that you do for our students, for all the physical therapists out there looking forward to migrate and work here in America. And that's amazing. That's a lots of things to do. Imagine you're one of the tools for their big dreams to come to America. So tell us more first about your journey as a physical therapist. I know that you are working currently in an outpatient in New York. So how was it as a physical therapist?
Yeah. So with everything, it's such an honor to be able to help out so many students out there. And like how you mentioned, achieving their dream and just being able to work here as a physical therapist, to be able to play factor into that journey to accomplishing a dream. Nothing compares to it in the entire world, as you know, because you help out many students as well.
Thank
It's
you.
it's indescribable of that amount of feeling and pride and pleasure in just helping out students out there that sometimes they don't know where to turn to get that help and how to get that help and how to seek out that help. So to be able to be open to anybody that's just looking for some help and guidance and advice. It's 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 amazing.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, as you mentioned, I'm working in an outpatient physical therapy office in New York on Long Island. And it's incredible. So during the week, I'm working in the clinic Monday to Friday, but then in the evenings and during the day, I'm also working with Final Frontier, helping out students. And it's a balance, but
Mm-hmm.
it's an unbelievable balance that I'm just blown away by.
Yeah, that's a great achievement at young age, David. Imagine you're working as a physical therapist and you're doing a different kind of job, doing some mentoring, and that's really like a big goal. It varies for different people what they really wanted. So what urged you to do like the review center, like mentoring, educating? Why just not doing like other stuff like I don't know, but you are already physical therapist, but now you're gearing more on educating, and that's also marketing in some ways, social media, and doing a blog as well. So tell us
Yes.
more about that. What
Yes.
motivates you?
So getting into it, so I myself, I never thought I would go into the educational aspect or academia with physical therapy. I always had a knack for talking to people in motivational wise. because I was a wrestler throughout high school and throughout college. And that built up a lot of motivation within me and a different characteristic that may be not applicable to others, but just being on that wrestling mat and being on a team and having that sort of a dynamic, it really gave me a lot of tools that I love to coach. I love to be on the sidelines and help somebody through. So for myself, I needed help passing this NPTE. I needed help to understand what's on this examination, how to get through it, how to study.
Mhm.
It's difficult. It is
Yeah.
difficult, especially to do it if you try to do it on your own. It's even more difficult. I know
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, there's a lot of
Mhm.
people out there that are able to do it, but
Mhm.
there's also a lot of students out there that are not able to do that, you know? And I
That's
feel
right.
like that's a huge a huge group of students that I don't want them to be neglected. I don't want them to be forgotten. They have a voice and it matters. So with me needing help with getting through this NPTE, I signed up
Mhm.
for NPTE Final Frontier as a student back then. And
Mhm.
with that,
Wow.
Dr. Singh helped me through. He helped guide me, him and his team helped build me. It just built up my confidence with this exam and exam
Mhm.
strategies. So once I got through this examination, I ended up joining the team with Final Frontier because while I was a student, I was still motivating students in the classroom because in the
Mhm.
classes. So to give you a little bit of the background, all the classes
Yeah.
are done over Zoom and they
Okay.
meet online for 2 to 3 times a week. So we'll meet over Zoom,
Mhm.
and in the Zoom, as you know, there's a chat box. So in
Okay.
the
Yeah.
chat box, yeah, so in the chat box, people will ask questions and stuff like that. So I would try to answer questions. I would try to motivate people in there. I would say to them, "Hey, we will pass. We will pass. We will pass. I will pass. How about all of us say it? I will pass. I will pass." And I'm just in the same shoes as all of them. So that ended up carrying forward and everything is recorded. So I was able to go back and rewatch it as many times as I needed to. And after that, it just became a thing where I just stuck with Dr. Singh and I stuck with Final Frontier. And now I'm here. I've been working with Final Frontier since 2017, 2018.
Wow.
And
It's amazing.
yeah, and I love it. Dr. Singh showed me the loyalty that I needed as a student. So because of that, because it's very easy to be in a review course or in anything in life and have
Mhm.
you pay your dues and you get your course or you get whatever it is. But then whoever that instructor is or presenter or whatever it may be, they get what they want, and then you
Mhm.
get the material, but then that's it, you know, which that happens at times. So
Yeah.
with Dr. Singh, with my experience, he stuck with me through the entire journey. He motivated me. He took my calls. He met me over Zoom, and it really boosted me. And it gave me a feeling that somebody out there cares about me and my journey to get my dream, and I needed that. So for me to have that opportunity to do that in return now and pay it forward,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's it's unbelievable. So that's how I got with Final Frontier.
Mm. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I think it hits you that you believe in the company. That's why this is me. I experienced this. Now I want to be like represent the company because I believe in it. I'm the product of it.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes because you are one of the reviewee of that company, right? So that's almost like that's really true. And I think that's one of your difference. I can say I'm about to ask you what makes you different or the NPT Final Frontier different from the other companies. I think you're saying right now a little bit more on personification, like you're very individualized, like you're trying to coordinate and they mentored you one on one. I remember there's something like that and there's a communication in between. I hope we have that when I'm reviewing because we just review. That's it. You just review, you have your exam, you have your reviewers, your typical day, and we are in-house that time.
Hmm.
So I think that motivation factor that you're talking about is really big. That's really true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
something that, and let's face it, every student out there, they need that. You know, they
that's
need
true.
that,
Mm-hmm.
especially after maybe it's just the journey of overcoming a visa interview, or if
Okay.
it's once you're taking practice exams, or maybe something's going on at home and you just need,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they just feel like everything is on their shoulders and nothing is going right for them. Sometimes they just need to
Mm,
be hearing, hey, you're going to make it through. You will
that's
pass.
true.
It's okay. You know, you are not alone. And something I always say to them is, you are never alone in Final Frontier. And I mean it. Like you said, it's something that you're so passionate about because I was a student and it's
Mm-hmm.
something that I really do believe in. Yeah.
That's true. Something that you believe in, that's the word there. And also remember, it's really nice to share because David, I didn't pass the first time. So I have lots of experience from United Arab Emirates, and then these are all, some of them they came from Philippines right away. So they keep teasing me, oh, Jenny will pass one time. Jenny will pass one time because she has lots of experience. Saudi Arabia, and then it's not like that because you really need to review, and then it's very close, but the motivation there is really a big factor. Even you don't have that big experience, but if you focus on it, you have the good, I think, what do you call that? How to testing skills. I don't
Yeah.
have that. I have a roommate that she's very good in testing skills. And then for me, I just review and study. But if you have the testing skills that they teach you, you teach them. And motivation is also important because I remember once you have a great mindset, and when you say, we will pass, that will be very, very strong. Yeah,
Yeah.
that will help them.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just like you, I didn't pass on my first attempt either. It
Mhm.
took me a few attempts to make it through too. And that's why I'm able to relate to so many students because
Yes.
I know how that feels. It
Mm-hmm.
is difficult, it is hard, but you have to
Mm-hmm.
have that in your mind that, you know what? I'm not going to lose. I'm going to keep on going after this exam until I get my dream. I'm going to keep on standing up. I'm going to pursue this. And just as you have to keep on standing up and fighting for this.
Yeah.
And, and I think, like you mentioned, the personalization of
Mm-hmm.
NPTE Final Frontier, I could pull up my phone right now, the Telegram, the messages on Facebook and everything. It really is a leave no student behind mentality where we work
I like
together,
that.
we
Mm-hmm.
push each other. We're a team in this. There's no I in team, and that's one of the most incredible things. Um, you mentioned before also about what sets it different and everything. I know that
Mm-hmm.
everybody has their own sets. With us, we have practice exams, which are 250 questions for the
Mm-hmm.
PT aspect, 250 questions, where 50 questions get dropped, just like that NPTE. So having all of those practice exams by your side, it really gives you that sort of a boost because I know for me, I needed to take like 5 to 6 practice exams before sitting for this because I view it as if it was any sport, right? You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't expect yourself, let's say you play basketball or volleyball. You can't expect
Mm-hmm.
to have a great game in basketball if you don't get on the court and practice. And
Yes,
you know,
practice makes perfect. It's always
exactly,
what we keep saying.
exactly. And the big thing is those exams, they're practice exams. So all you're doing is taking that basketball and you're going on that court and you're just shooting around, just trying to see what works, what doesn't work. You mentioned about the testing strategies. You're
Mm-hmm.
practicing that testing strategy out there. You're testing.
Yes.
So I think that that's something that's really important and beneficial for all of them. Um, but it's a structured course, just like it meets 11 weeks for the
Mm-hmm.
PT cycle, 8 weeks for the PTA cycle. So
Okay.
this way you have everything that you need for that PTA exam because that's going to be before the PT exam. And all of the classes are recorded. So let's say that maybe you're working full time
Mm-hmm.
or you have a clinical rotation or there's a time difference. I know, like if you're in the Philippines and you're trying
Yeah.
to attend classes live, but you just can't do it because it's so early. All of them are totally recorded. So all you have to do is go into your course page and you can rewatch every video as many times as you want. You can press pause, you can take your notes, you have access to all of the PDFs of the PowerPoint presentations. So this way, everything is really given to you: mini quizzes, assignments,
Mm-hmm.
timetable reading that's detailed for 3 months of every single day. I know this helped me a ton. Every
Mm-hmm.
single day, it says like day one, this is what you have to be reading. This is the topic. This is the textbook you should check out. And then you have that direction. And
Yes.
that's one of the things that's difficult is direction. It's so important to have somebody help you with that direction. So
Mm-hmm.
that having that direction helped me a lot. And then something with the classes, having a set time for 3 days a week to know that at this time I have to be on Zoom. That
Mm-hmm.
gave me accountability. Just
Oh, that's
that
really important. I like that.
exactly. Without accountability, you can study at 5 a.m. You could study at all the way into 2 a.m. You
Mm-hmm.
can study 10 hours a day, you can study 1 hour a day. So it's so important to have accountability to put in the time, but then you need that structure. So once you combine accountability with structure, then you really have that. And of course, you need heart.
Yeah.
You need heart. Once you add that heart into there, keep that focus and you can get this. And I want so many students in the Philippines that are watching right now to know that you can do this. And I like honestly, it doesn't matter what people are going to say around you. You may have friends, family that may say, you know what, this isn't going to work for you. Let's look somewhere else, or don't try this, or there may be extra pressure to you. But
Mm-hmm.
pursue your dreams and go after this with every single thing that you got because you can do it and it is
Mm-hmm.
possible. You just have to believe and go chase it down and not stop.
That's nice. Like a great motivator. I remember you when I failed, I remember the saying of Dr. Ogmandino. This is the most I keep bringing it because even in Philippines I didn't pass the first take. So I always keep saying I think that every time I have an exam, it's always twice. You know, I think the only exam that I did one time is the civil service exam in Philippines where you can work in a like federal here, like a
Mhm.
government company. So that's but PT always twice and then NPTE twice again. So I always remember Augmentino. The five most important words that I always remember and applied in everything I do is never, 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 never give up. You know, so three never and give up. Never, never, never give up. So you can apply in everything. So
Yeah,
I always thank God making this kind of obstacles and problem, because we make it great in some ways that we're able to, in some problems that arrive,
mhm,
things that came to us, we're strong enough because we already failed, and
yeah,
they said failure is part of success, so
yeah,
that really make you more um credible to say I feel you because it happened to you.
exactly. I totally understand what you're saying. I know how you feel. I get it
Yeah,
completely. Just I totally understand what you're saying. And yeah, it's so valuable and important. And you're totally right. Never, never, never give up. You
give up. I love
cannot.
that.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's so important to remember that you have to just pursue it. And I think that it's so important, like you mentioned, it's great. It's so beneficial because if you don't fail or almost pass, I sometimes that fail, I'm like, it's one of those words where I'm like, it has such a dark tarnish on it. And I'm like, you know what? It's a part of life, but
Mm-hmm.
also you can't learn what you're doing wrong, or you can't learn,
Yeah,
period, unless you make a mistake, if you make an error. If
yeah.
you I always say that
Mm.
the most stupid person in any room is the person that says, I know it all. Because
Okay.
because you always have something to learn. Always.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
always have something to learn. And I think that making those errors, making those mistakes, that helps you learn. That helps you also. build character. It shows you, hey, look what
Yeah.
you can overcome. You got knocked down from this exam, but you stood back
Mm-hmm.
up. You overcame this. You pushed and
Yes.
pushed and pushed, and you look at where you are right now.
Yeah. That's
And
really
it's
good.
yeah, and I think that it's so important that sometimes that after such a journey that us as professionals, we
Mm-hmm.
take a step back and we remember our own journeys and be like, you know what? Wow, look at where I'm at right now. Look around me a
Mm-hmm.
little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then
Wow.
along the way, all the people that you've met on that kind of journey is amazing because you have different like characters in you. Like as a person, oh, I've learned this. I experienced that. Oh, yeah. And then now you're on that level. Oh, and then this is success. It's
Yeah,
really nice to share that to all the people that you will met. That's why you're a great fit for as a motivational like speaker. And I really believe it's really needed in that kind of job in a review center because these people are just so pressure how I need to pass. No, I cannot do this. Everybody has different character or
yeah.
personality. This one I don't want to try because I don't want to pass. They don't want to step even.
I know.
Even that I don't want to try because I don't want to have a number one that I will fail. I want to make a big shot and pass. Those one person like that. Oh,
Yeah,
for me, you know what I did? I just want to try the first time so I know the question. I know the style. So I said, when I know the first time, I will pass the second time, something like that. There are person like me. And then the other one is, I need to do good. I
yeah,
don't have enough money. I will do my best.
yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that. This is straight to the point. The money is from my mom and dad. I don't want to waste it. And then it's very serious. So different cases, and
It
those
is.
are the things that we will meet. And congratulations to all your pastors. So tell us more about your pastors. How was it?
I it's I love it so much. We actually just posted a video today
Mm,
that Kieran put together, our social media manager. She put together all of the passing images
mhm.
and video testimonials and written testimonials that's on our Facebook group and Instagram, and we have a private Telegram group for everybody that's enrolled with Final Frontier in the full life course. So this
Mhm.
way, if you have a question at 10 a.m., you can get it answered. If you have a question at 10 p.m., you can even get it answered then. So no matter what day, you can be on there and get that help that you need. Especially, it's important with the time differences. So
Yes.
we gathered all of those, and just seeing that video, I keep on watching it. I keep on watching. We just posted it today, and every time I watch it, it is such an amazing sight.
Yes.
It is so overpowering
Mm-hmm.
because of how powerful that image is. This one right here, that image
Pass.
right here,
Yes, I see that. Their
that
picture and
image,
then there is like that logo pass.
that image right there, seeing so many students post that, being like, I got this, I got this, I got this. It On behalf of everybody at Final Frontier, we are so grateful. We are humbled. We love each and every one of them. We are proud of each and every one of them. And on the other hand, we are proud of every single student that maybe didn't get it yet. But the
Hmm.
key one is
Yes.
yet. They didn't get it
Hmm.
yet because
Yes. Not now.
not
You
now,
know?
yet. They're
Hmm.
going to
Yeah.
get it though. And we are so
Yes.
proud of them too, because the effort and the fight and the grit and the determination that you have to have in this exam, it's a lot. And then once you stand back up and you get back on your feet, that really shows how much heart you have. And
Hmm.
I feel like every student has so much to be proud of as well. And you mentioned how there's so many students in the Philippines or in general that put that pressure, money,
Yes.
financials,
Yeah.
family pressure. You have to breathe
Not
sometimes.
easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy, especially speaking of payment and everything. How do they pay? Is it like one-time payment or do you have like payment plan? How do they do that? Like maybe
Yeah.
they have just credit cards? How does
Of
it goes?
Yeah, of course. So our full life course, for PT. So for the full life course, it's 540 US dollars, US
Okay.
dollars. And that's been the same price that Dr. Singh has installed since 2015. And no matter
Mm-hmm.
what, back
Wow.
when he had less than 50, maybe 30 students in there, and it's remained the same. Even through inflation, it's remained the same, even as we kept on continuing to grow, remain the same. But what's
Mm-hmm.
really nice about all of that, so everything, and we do have installment plans. So let's say a student,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
so
why.
let's say a student cannot financially afford it,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't have the money right now, but they have a little bit. We do have installment plans where they can pay a little bit now and then a little bit later. We're not going to come after any student and say, hey, you have to pay, you have to, you can do an installment plan. We offer a ton of discounts at times throughout the course where we'll have giveaways and contests. We
Okay,
also
good.
have group discounts. So if you have at least three students or three friends together that are like, we want to enroll, at least three, we can
Mm-hmm.
provide you a discounted rate. And then, of
Oh, good.
course, yeah, and then of course, the more students and friends that you have together, the more of a discounted rate that you can receive. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not a problem at all. Now let's say that there's a student that financially they are unable to.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult. Well, we also have a scholarship available.
Wow. That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
yeah, so we have an NPTE Final Frontier scholarship where
Mm-hmm.
we give away we give away 8 per year, but a total of 16. So what we do is it's 2 per cohort. So you have the January, April, July, October. Yeah. So you have those, and then for each cohort, we give away 2 free full live course core um, deals,
Wow.
which
Mm-hmm.
is a scholarship, but then which is a $500 to $540 value, depending on if
Mm-hmm.
it's PT or PTA. And then in addition to that, let's say that you have enough for the course or you're already enrolled, but
Mm-hmm.
you can't pay for the FSBPT fees to even take the exam or sign up for the exam. So we offer a scholarship to pay for that as well. So for
Wow.
in addition to the 2 full life course scholarships, we also give away 2 FSBPT registration scholarships, where that's
Wow.
going to be
Mm-hmm.
a 485
Yes.
dollar value.
That's
So
expensive too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so this way, and we give that away as a scholarship to the recipient. So in total, we have 4 students per cohort, so
Cohort.
per exam cycle. So
Yes, yes,
a
that
lot
makes
of
sense.
yeah, so a lot of students take advantage of that, for sure. So it's always very beneficial to help out, and it's always important to make sure that every student is heard and every student has a chance to sit for this exam and to study
Mm-hmm.
for this exam and to do it appropriately.
That's
So it's
good.
very important.
How can they apply for this scholarship? Like,
Yeah.
how can they register?
So we have the scholarship posted on our website at
Okay.
npteff.com. You can click into there. We actually just recently hit a deadline for the April upcoming exam, so this way that student can get ready. But then we
Mm-hmm.
also have it structured so this way you can already start to apply for the next cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really it's always difficult. It's always difficult to choose recipients, and
Mm-hmm.
because you have so many people applying for scholarships, and you
Yes.
have to try to look at each scholarship and see who is going to be who really needs this right now. And
Okay.
so
Good
we
to know.
base it on who needs it and who can benefit the most from it. So we take into account every aspect, whether it's house, it's home, it's lifestyle, it's your past, your goals. Everything comes into play. The necessity, of course. Yeah, so that's how the scholarship works, and it's great to be able to include that with everything.
Thank you so much. That's really good. And also in passing, Sir Ed is one of your instructor, and he will have tomorrow a webinar discussing all about how the program works. So I have connection with some students. They are some of the students who attended previous webinars, and I will email them those poster and if he has the Zoom link. So who when if you're listening right now, guys, there will be a webinar tomorrow, and then if ever, I'm sure you can connect with them for future recordings, things like that. And you can connect with us to know more. So because they sometimes they will have a coupon codes, there will be a discount code. So connect with me and I will going to check with you with Sir Ed and also David to learn more about the NPTE Final Frontier, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
you also say as Dr. David, you also told us something about FSBPT, and many still don't have those requirements. And you talk about you're one of the board of directors of the Foreign Academic Credentialing Tools and Services. In a little bit snapshot of what is it? How does it work?
Yeah, so it's a nonprofit that helps internationally educated physical therapists become licensed in the US. And I mean, of course, I never experienced this personally, but being
Mm-hmm.
on the outside and listening to the stories of so many students and hearing their journeys and their difficulties and what they had to overcome in order to just even get a chance to sit for making their dream a reality. Being on the board of directors with Foreign Academic Credentialing Tools and Services, it has been so important for me and everybody involved with that because all we want to do is help that student in order to be able to practice in the US, which is so difficult, especially when you don't know where to turn to get that correct information because the information changes so often at times. So you want to make sure that the information that you're getting is accurate and correct and it's trustworthy, where it's not going to be somebody that just sends you in a direction and so long, thank you very much, so don't want to talk to you again, you know. So it's very important that they get that information, so that's where the Foreign Academic Credentialing Tools and Services comes involved.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's really
um
good. And then how can we connect with you? If ever, who's the best person to connect with the facts?
of course, for facts, they could send an email to contact at fax dot faxpt.org, or the website faxpt.org. You'll be able to utilize that. There's a Facebook group, and we're always very responsive on there. So if they ever have any questions, they could reach out that way. And yeah, and I know you mentioned before about Kuya Ed, about
Yeah.
so with Sir Ed, he's going to be having that class, and I also wanted to add that we're actually going to be having, in addition to his class, on this upcoming Thursday, so February 9th.
Mm,
February
okay,
9th, yeah,
that's
February
good.
9th, we're going to be having a free introduction class again.
Okay.
So if they're unable to attend Sir Ed's class, we do have a free introduction class as well on Thursday where
Mm,
you can sign up for it. And if you can't attend live, you're still going to get the recording of that lecture. So this
okay.
way, let's say you just want to get a vibe, you want to vibe check it, you want to see if this is for you can always do that. And we have a ton of free lectures available on the website at npteff.com, where we
Mm-hmm.
have lectures on introduction webinars. We have gate webinars. We have so much up there where you can go up there, you can browse it, you can watch it, you can get that exposure to the class. So this way you can really see whether or not this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like you mentioned, they could always reach out to me if they have any
Yeah,
questions, or anybody on the Final Frontier team.
yeah. That's really good. Thank you so much, David. This is an amazing. Thank you for sharing your journey as physical therapist, now educator and motivator, content specialist as well. And you are really touching lives. You're very influential in their lives because once they pass, they will really remember you. Sometimes you don't know what you just said that hits them. Of all the things that you said, there is always one thing that strikes them the most, that makes them motivated. And sometimes they forgot about the review. But because of something that you said as a motivator that touch their lives or spikes them to do more, not to be lazy and that, yeah, he is right. I need to do this now. Something like that.
Yeah.
And you'll never know, right? So
No,
that's really
there's
important.
it's so important. And there's usually I have a ton of like catchphrases, like how a pro wrestler has their catchphrase. I have
Okay.
a few catchphrases where I always tell them, so something that I told myself when I was a student,
Mm. Mm.
I have studied a lot. I may not know everything, but I
Okay.
know enough to pass. I will
Yeah.
pass.
Oh,
And
I will put that in my board. Like, when I reviewed, I have this big Manila paper,
yeah, yeah,
in front of your room and then in the ceiling. That's a good catchphrase to put in, even in the bathroom while I'm sitting and
exactly.
then
I
I'm putting all the numbers to remember and to memorize. That will be a good catchphrase in front of you.
it's
I will
important.
pass.
You have to one of the big things with this exam is acceptance that you don't know everything. And that's okay. We're not machines. We don't have to know every single thing, but we can take a deep breath because when you went all in, you can take a deep breath and just smile and know, you know what? Hey, I did every single thing that I knew I had to do. I went all in. I fought for my dream and I'm going after this. So you know what? It's okay. And it's going to be okay. It's going to. And if anybody wants to contact me, they could always contact me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, on all of my handles, it's David PT DPT. And they could always contact me by all means, and I'm always willing to help. Same thing with everybody.
Thank you so much. I just want to say that this is an international, they serve international therapists. So we have even some in Indians and then some in Middle East, and it's just majority are in Philippines. But wherever you are, whenever you once you hear this interview, just connect with David, and definitely maybe this is the best time for you to do your review, and you can do this, believe in yourself. Thank you so much,
Yes.
David, for this wonderful, and you look so sharp, like
Thank
if
you.
that you will be my professor, really want to listen.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yes,
Thank
no, I mean, I figured I wanted to make sure I made a good impression on you and your audience because I know how great you've been doing and how large your audience is. So I had to dress to impress.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
You
of
named,
course.
you met the goal.
Thank you, thank you. And of course, if anybody has any questions, npteff.com. They can even check us out on Instagram, on Twitter. We're even on TikTok. We are trendy. We keep
Mm.
up with the trends on TikTok. And then you could always send us an email, enrollment at nptefinalfrontier.com. And no matter what, we're going to support you till the very end. Leave no student behind. Yeah, and I
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for inviting me with the opportunity to appear and speak to you and your entire audience today. I'm very grateful and thankful. So thank you so much. Salamat.
Walang anuman. You are welcome, David. This is also our pleasure. And we are also grateful for your time and sharing your knowledge. So this is really amazing. These are very important tips to pass the NPTE. You are the roadmap for their success for the NPTE. So guys, if you have any questions, I will put all those links once we post this interview, and I would love to just congratulate you in advance because you deserve it. You will pass, and good luck, everyone. All right. And that's the pass. You can do this. So if you believe in yourself, I always tell to my patient, just think because they're afraid to fall, right? If you keep saying you will fall, because that's it. You tell to your brain, And that's it, the mindset. Then your body will follow. But here, if you keep saying you will fail. Because you
Yeah.
keep saying whatever you say, this is a very strong, this is your mouth, but the brain hears that, listens to that,
Yes.
and then the body and everything will follow. So
Exactly.
speak positively, think positively, be strong, and then just say something great, and that will be happen.
Yes.
All
Keep
right.
on saying, I will pass. I
Uh,
will pass. I will pass. And yeah, you will pass. So believe in
yes.
yourself, be confident in yourself, and be proud of yourself.
Mhm. You can do this, guys. Thank you so much, Dr. David. We are so honored to have you here. Thank you, guys, for listening. Again, if you have any question, and thank you for connecting with us here in Fishigen, and also connect with us in Balance and Fall Support Group. It's me again, Dr. Jenny Yusuf, physical therapist and doctor of physical therapist, and board certified geriatric clinical specialist and vice chair of the Global Health in Aging Adults. If you have any questions, connect with us. Thanks, Dr. David. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Bye,
all of you and
guys.
you. Thank you.